Hi, welcome to the Quantity Surveying Studio. My name is Akhil Krishna. In this video, I'll be giving you a clarity on the most important 4 P's in a quantity surveyor's life. I believe this would be helpful for people who are currently looking out for new job and preparing for their interviews. Most of you would definitely have encountered these 4 P's or at least one of these in your interviews. You would have also been confused about these. So I hope this video will give you a more clearer idea and it will be helpful to you in your interviews. So let's move into the video. Now the first one is preamble. Preamble is just an explanation of a document. It helps you to understand a document, how to read through that document, how to interpret that document. There can be preambles to BOQ or your drawings or your day works or your schedule of prices. It just comes before that document actually begins, so that when you read through it, you will get to know how you need to understand that particular document. Now if you see, this is an example of a preamble to a BOQ. So you can just read through it, you just pause and read through it. It will give you the detailed idea of how you are going to understand the BOQ that is attached in your tender document. You can just go through the details and get to know how you are going to understand that BOQ that is attached to the tender document, what all the different columns are for, how we are going to price it, what all will be included in the price. All those detailed requirements will be mentioned in these preambles. So just pause the video and you can just go through it. Now this is another example of a preamble. This is a preamble to drawings. So it will give you an idea of how the drawings, if for a document called drawings in a tender stage, what are the explanations for this particular document, how the drawings are provided, what the drawings means, when should it be provided, and all those important information is provided in this preamble. Now this is another example which shows a preamble to day works. You need to fill out the day work rates for carrying out works, reworks, or a small remedial works which requires a few days, or reinstallation works or rectification works which are of small schedule or small value. That is particularly called day work. So this document will give you how you need to put your rates for day works, how you're going to understand when a day work comes. All those information is provided in this preamble. So you can again just pause this video and just go through the details. So I hope preamble is clear. So just basically, preamble is the information about a particular document, an explanation of a particular document that is attached to the tender documents, the annexures inside a tender document. All those are given inside a preamble. Next thing is preliminaries. So basically, preliminary is the cost which is related to running and administering of a project. That is, it is the rates other than your basic material or labor rates. Basically, to run a project, what all is required, that is mainly mentioned in the preliminaries, and you need to price the preliminaries accordingly. Sometimes a separate preliminary schedule is given where you need to rate it. Sometimes it will not be given, so your total rate of each item will include the preliminaries inside it. So your material, your labor, your preliminary rates, your overhead, your establishment charges, your profit, everything will be included in the rates of each item. So accordingly, you need to find out the preliminary cost rates and then add it to each item. So basically, that is the rate used for running a project. If you see the example, just go through the example. You can again pause and go through the example. You can see the rates required to facilitate the contractor, the employer, the site office is required, telephone connections, IT requirements. Similarly for the employer also, their office setup, their telephone and their office stationery things, sanitary facilities, water supply connections, temporary hoardings. Then you have your site staff accommodation, their transportation. The site administration supervision means your indirect staff, your engineers, your managers. Then your machineries, mainly the machineries that you cannot put in each item, the rate of which you cannot put in each item. There will be machineries which will be required in general. So for that you need to put these rates in your preliminaries. You cannot estimate the rate that is required for each items. So in general, how long you will be having the requirement of these machineries, all those cranes, other plants. Then your temporary site works happening inside your project, water, your electric connections, scaffoldings. Scaffolding is for your general works. The different headings under the protection and care, what you need to take care to protect your site. The traffic signs, the watchman requirement, security requirement, the barricades. Then you have the requirements to maintain a good safe and healthy workplace for your workers. Then the cost for sample mock-up works, stationery works, printing works, your progress photographs, the cost required for that. Then clearing away the rubbish works after the work is completed. Then other insurance, perform the finance charges related to your bonds, guarantees, and other costs related to your regulations, compliance with the taxes and all those legal financial charges. So these are the main headings that come under preliminaries. So as I said earlier, there will be a separate schedule given to you where you need to price your preliminaries, and according to your work progress, your preliminaries will be certified by the engineer and the payment will be done for it. And sometimes in some contracts, in some projects, this schedule will not be there separately. So then you need to include that into your each total rates of your each item inside your BOQ. So that will be mentioned in the contract. When you study through the tender documents, you will understand how you need to price your preliminaries. Now next is prime cost sum. The prime cost sum is an allowance for the supply of materials or work by a supplier or a contractor that is nominated by the client, and then it is mainly imposed on the main contractor. So these details of this work will be available during the tender stage. The contract sum may or decrease or increase based upon the actual work that is happening inside. The payment is done by the client to the main contractor, then the main contractor will need to pay to that particular nominated subcontractor. This cost is mainly the material cost, which does not include the unloading, handling, storing charges. For this, you need to separately provide a percentage that will be mentioned in your tender document, where you need to fill out the percentage and negotiate with the client to finalize that percentage. So basically, material will be supplied by a special subcontractor, nominated subcontractor by the client, and sometimes the installation will be done by you. The installation rate will be mentioned separately in the BOQ, or again it will be mentioned that this much percentage you will be getting. You need to price your percentage for installation works and handling of those materials, storing those materials. The material price will not be given to you because that will be charged to that particular subcontractor, and you will be paid by the client this amount, and you need to then pay it to the nominated subcontractor based on their invoice. So this price you may or may decrease or increase based on the actual works happening. Sometimes during the execution stage, the model of that particular item might change, so their price might also change. So accordingly, when the material comes, they'll be having that invoice. So based on that invoice, they'll get that amount. So this is a example. If you see here these are the lights there. It is separately mentioned what their prime cost rates are. So for example, A, surface mounted fluorescent wardrobe light. The prime cost rate mentioned during the tender stage, they have mentioned it is 180 dirhams. So the remaining, the contractor has priced the total as 331 dirhams. So out of the 331, 180 dirhams is for that material supply and remaining is for the installation. So accordingly, the different items they have mentioned, and you need to price. That price will be the total price, but once the work starts and the material is supplied by the supplier and you have installed it, you'll be only getting the price. For example, if you have installed the surface mounted fluorescent wardrobe light, you will be only getting 331 minus 180 dirhams. That is, it is coming around 151 dirhams. So 151 dirhams will be your installation rate, which you will be getting. The client will be actually paying you this 331 dirhams for each light that you are installing. Out of this 331, 180 dirhams you will be paying to the supplier based on their invoice and based on the certifications. So I hope this is clear. Next one is provisional sum. This and prime cost sum, these are the two things that most of you might get confused. Most of the QS get confused with. Provisional sum is also an allowance for supply of material or work done by a supplier or contractor that is nominated by client and imposed on the main contractor, or sometimes it will be directly that work will be given to the main contractor themselves. But here the difference is detail of the work will not be fully defined in the tender stage. So the full design of that particular work or full information about the work will not be available during the tender stage. Only once the work progresses and work starts getting executed, slowly the design will be made and then only the actual quantities will be estimated. So during this stage, only estimated sum will be applied during your tender stage. So this will definitely increase or decrease as the actual work happens. And again, this is paid by the client to the main contractor, then main contractor needs to accordingly pay to the concerned nominated subcontractor. And here also there is a separate percentage to be agreed for the overheads, attendance, coordination, if it is done by the nominated contractor or supplier. If it is done by the main contractor themselves, then accordingly whatever estimated amount is there, they will be getting that amount. So this is an example. If you see the example, so here if you go through it, in the BOQ, for example, supply the house sanitary ware items. So details of it is not given. So you will need to just mention an amount inside it. This much is the amount we are mentioning. This will obviously, once the work starts, they'll give a more detailed design, the quantities, more drawings will come, and based on that the client will request for estimation or variation. So based on that, you will need to work out your quantity. You will need to do a quantity takeoff and do an estimation, and then come to actual cost of these particular items. So here if you see landscaping works including water features, it's a general term mentioned. You don't have how much landscaping work is there, what are the requirements, what needs to be done, what are the materials required. No details are given during the tender stage. So you'll just need to estimate some amount and just mention it inside your BOQ so that you'll get a estimated amount only. So I hope provisional sum and prime cost is now clear to you. One is where you have a definite information about. Prime cost is where you have your definite information about what your items is, and it is mainly for supply of materials by a nominated subcontract. Mainly you can see the light fixtures, sanitary wares. These are the main items that will have this PC cost sum. And provisional sum again is works that is not defined in the initial stages. Only later on, once the work start, the design of these works will happen, and accordingly you will be estimating your actual price and rates. This is an example where you put your percentage for these works. If you see, first one is the nominated subcontractor. This is for the PC sum. So the cost is to be inclusive of the attendance, coordination, profit and overhead requirements. So you need to put a percentage on it. So for example, if 10% means whatever the invoice of that nominated subcontractor is who is supplying the material, out of his invoice, 10% of that invoice will be for the main contractor for all these attendance, coordination and profit and overhead charges. That will be his cost. And below you can see the nominated or PC materials. This is again 12%. So this is mainly for the PC materials. So sorry, the above one is for the professional sum, it is mentioned. So the professional sum is for a nominated subcontractor if they are doing a particular work, and once that work is completed, for 10% will be your coordination charges. And below if you see a PC material, once the material is supplied, 12% will be your charges for storing the materials and attendance, coordination and other requirements. So I hope the 4 P's are now more clearer, and next time in an interview if you are asked with these 4 P's or any of the P's, you can answer it quite easily now. Hope this video was helpful. Do let me know your feedbacks, your comments, your queries, and do subscribe for more informative videos like this. Until the next video, keep learning and stay safe. Bye.